lovelies, welcome back to the Geek Suite. I'm your host, the one and only Kidner Bean, and I'm donning my Slytherin bathrobe because I want to be warm and cozy, and because we're covering a Harry Potter video for Vlogmas 2019. Do 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 do. Alrighty, my lovelies, this evening, and yes, it's evening because I'm lazy, which is why my lighting's terrible, we are going to be covering every Christmas gift Harry Potter ever received for Vlogmas 2019. And yes, we are going to be including gifts he received both in the books as well as the ones that were shown on the show. So for those who maybe only saw the movies but didn't read them, spoiler warning. Alrighty, let's go ahead and get into it. But before we do, please be sure to give this video a quick thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and ring the notification bell so you don't miss out on any of our wonderful Geek Suite content. Alright, so first up, we're going to list all of the gifts that Harry received in Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, or, for those of my lovelies who live overseas, Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. So, for the first 3 years Harry went away to Hogwarts, the Dursleys sent him petty little gifts for both Christmas and his birthday when he was away at the Weasleys later on, up and until they found out he had a godfather, so you only get to see the gifts he gets from the Dursleys in the first 3 books. And in the first book, Harry receives a 50-pence piece, along with a note from the Dursleys saying that it cost them more to mail it than the pence piece is actually worth. So, good job, petty Dursleys. Jesus. And of course, everyone who watches the movies will know that Harry receives an invisibility cloak that once belonged to his father from Dumbledore. Now, for those who only watch the movies, they won't know it's from Dumbledore, but it does come with a note, and the people who read the books know that the stylized handwriting that it comes in is later attributed to Dumbledore's handwriting. So James Potter, Harry's father, leaves him the invisibility cloak before he dies, and then at Dumbledore, at his father's request, gives the cloak to Harry as his first Christmas gift. And it's also the only gift we see Harry get from Dumbledore. So I don't know if it's actually a Christmas gift or if Dumbledore just used Christmas as an excuse to give it to him. But yeah, that's a thing. And we also see that he receives a box of chocolate frogs from Hermione, and of course we get the classic Weasley sweater from Mrs. Weasley. What we don't see in the movie is that she gives him a sweater every year, and she also usually sends along some Christmas treats. So for Harry's first year at Hogwarts, he gets the sweater and a bunch of Christmas fudge. Oh, Harry also receives in his first year of Hogwarts a hand-whittled wooden flute as a gift from Hagrid, which in the books Hermione then uses towards the end to lull Fluffy to sleep when they break into the 3rd floor corridor to battle whom they think is going to be Snape, but then it ends up being Quirrell. I imagine that they cut this from the movie because they went a different route with how they went through the challenges at the end. But you do see a little homage to it when they go and run out to Hagrid at his hut to inquire about Snape and the Sorcerer's Stone or Philosopher's Stone. And you see in one of their visits that Hagrid is actually playing the wooden flute that he's made. However, in the movie version, he keeps it for himself. So those are all the gifts that Harry Potter received his first year at Hogwarts. Alrighty, and moving on to year 2, the Chamber of Secrets. Let's go ahead and get into what Harry receives for Christmas that year. That year, the Dursleys are kind enough to send him a single toothpick. Oh. And let me see. Yes. Oh, and along with that toothpick, they also sent Harry a note asking him if he could stay at Hogwarts over the summer instead of coming home. So, in case you thought they weren't crappy enough people in the movies, they were so much worse in the books. Yes. Hagrid sends him a huge tin of Treacle fudge. Hermione sends him a very beautiful eagle feather quill. Ron gets him a book called Flying with the Cannons, which I do believe is a Quidditch team. And of course, Mrs. Weasley sends him a sweater, and that year he receives Plumcakes as the sweet that goes with it. Yep, that's all he gets for year 2, which, if you're someone who's never gotten a Christmas gift before, is still quite a bit. There's no need to get greedy. Okay, moving on to year 3, the crappy Dursleys gift that Harry receives, the last one he receives from them, is a single tissue that they sent to him for Christmas. I'm hoping it wasn't used, because, ew. And once again, Mrs. Weasley leaves him a sweater, and I believe this year it had the Gryffindor lion on it, along with a dozen mince pies, some Christmas cake, and a box of nut brittle. I don't believe they specify what kind of nut. Harry also receives the Marauders map that year from the Weasley twins. I believe it's considered an early Christmas present, or that's the joke that is said, but it is considered a Christmas gift. And he also receives the Firebolt that year from Sirius, I believe as a belated Christmas gift. So as far as Christmas gifts go, things are starting to level up for Harry. He's getting those higher tier gifts from his beloved friends and family. Except for the Dursleys, but they're buttholes, so we don't count them. Yeah. I have stronger words for them, but I want my channel to be monetized and don't want to lose money on this video, so I gotta watch what I say. But if you want to hear the uncensored version of these videos, be sure to sign up for my Patreon page, where at a certain tier you can hear uncensored videos as well as special Patreon-only content in addition to early access to videos, and at the higher echelons you can get access to the Geek Suite Discord server. For more information on that, you can check out my link to my Patreon page, which I'll link here, and there should be a clickable version in the description section down below. We are still doing our Vlogmas 2019 Patreon special, where if you sign up between now and December 20th, in addition to whatever tier benefits you sign up for, you'll receive a handwritten holiday or Christmas card from me, the Kidner Bean. Again, details will be listed below in my Patreon link. There's more details on the page, so go ahead and check that out. Alright, moving on to year 4. So for year 4, he once again receives a sweater with a dragon on it, and it might be a Hungarian horntail from Goblet of Fire, along with some mince pies from Mrs. Weasley. Hagrid gives him a box of all of his favorite magical candies. Ron gives him a very bulging bag of Dungbombs. Classic Weasley kids. Those rascals. Dobby gives him a pair of mismatched socks, and Sirius sends him a wizard penknife that does cool things like pick locks and untangle rope, so it sounds more like the wizard equivalent of a Swiss Army knife, which sounds like something that your weird uncle on the lam would send you as a gift. So, good job, J.K. Rowling, in creating your characterization for Sirius. Alright, moving on along to book 5, which is Order of the Phoenix. Now, Harry's Christmas gifts start to dwindle here as more and more of the people who traditionally send him gifts are, imprisoned, like Hagrid was for Prisoner of Azkaban, which is why he didn't give him anything that year, or they start dying off and going to war. The curse of being the chosen one. But nevertheless, there are those who do ensure that Harry has a nice Christmas while he still can. And once again, kudos to Mrs. Weasley, because she still manages to send him a sweater and some mince pies, because clearly she doesn't think that the house elves at Hogwarts are capable of making good home holiday treats. Ron gives him a box of Bertie Bott's Every Flavor beans, which you do see in the film when they're all sitting around in the boys' dormitory and they're taking the different beans and doing their animal impersonations. I think that's supposed to be an homage to that, because Every Flavor beans don't do that, but it does appear to be a similar candy of that caliber. So I guess that's a little Easter egg homage to the gift that Harry was supposed to get that year. And this is also the year that Harry starts Dumbledore's army, and so to help him with that, Sirius sends him a textbook for practical defense against the dark arts as a Christmas gift. Good job, Sirius. Good job, uncling. In the books, Hermione gets him a day planner or notebook diary type thing. It varies depending on who's interpreting the gift giving, but it does sound like it's supposed to be some sort of planner. And every time Harry opens it, it has some sort of threatening message like, "Do it today," or "Later you'll pay." reminding him to do his homework so she doesn't have to do it for him. Rude. Rude Harry. Don't rely on the nerds to do your work for you. Oh yeah, Hagrid gets him a furry brown wallet with fangs. And that is the most Hagrid gift I can ever think to give somebody. And I love it. And I gotta find someone somewhere. I'm sure it's on Etsy or something. If I find a place to buy that wallet, I'll go ahead and link it in the description section down below. Oh yeah, this is also the year that Harry meets Kreacher. And I think is also the year that he inherits Kreacher after Sirius's untimely demise. So for Christmas that year, Kreacher gives him a box of maggots. And I don't know which is worse, getting a box of maggots or getting like a toothpick and a note asking if you cannot come home from your family, which is a worse Christmas gift. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. He gets a cute little like functioning model Firebolt from Tonks as a Christmas gift this year as well. And Dobby paints him a portrait of himself. Dobby paints a portrait of Harry and gives it to Harry as a Christmas gift this year. And they comment that it's a hideous portrait, but it's painted with love, and how dare you? And I'm pretty sure that after Dobby dies, that's Harry's most prized effing possession. So, teenagers are ungrateful. Alright, and book 6, we only see Harry get 2 Christmas gifts this year because stuff really starts popping off. And both gifts are, once again, from the Weasleys. Fred and George leave him a big, like, sampler box of the Weasley's, say this 5 times fast, Weasley's Wizard Wheezes products as a thank you for using his prize winnings, which, for those who didn't read the books, the prize, in addition to eternal fame and glory, was also a, like, 10,000 gold galleon cash pot that went to the victor of the Triwizard Tournament, which they gave to Harry. But since Harry was already incredibly wealthy, and this was also the year that the Weasley twins were essentially graduating from Hogwarts, he gave them the prize money as a thank you for the Marauders map because they're his best friends. And so the Weasleys twins then used that money to open up their joke shop in Diagon Alley, which I'm sure was a huge question for people who didn't read the books as to how Fred and George, coming from a poor wizarding family, suddenly had the money to, you know, run a startup. So that's how. Harry gave him his prize money because he didn't need it. Alright, so, the other gift Harry receives from the Weasleys is, again, a sweater from Mrs. Weasley and some Christmas treats, which were... Nope, just a sweater. I lied. It was just a sweater with a golden snitch on it, for those who are curious. And that is it, my lovelies. Those are all the gifts that Harry Potter receives for Christmas throughout his years at Hogwarts. He does not receive any gifts while he's on the run in the Deathly Hallows, but I do think that they do a Christmas observance when they go through Godric's Hollow, and Hermione leaves his parents a gift on their grave, but I don't think they actually do an exchange. Because, you know, they're fighting Wizard Hitler, so, like, commercialism can wait. Alrighty, my lovelies, that's all the time I've got for today. Thank you so much for sticking around and checking out our Vlogmas videos. For links to more of our Vlogmas videos, there will be something clickable here. Again, be sure to hit like and subscribe, ring that notification bell, and I will see all of you, my lovelies, tomorrow.